biggest names in the healthcare and technology to agree to industry.
I don't try to understand Trump anymore. I don't. I support him, but I disagree with him absolutely. I mean, I spent all summer of 2020 saying not to go down this road because, well, you're taking the human out of everything, and the more technology has come into healthcare, the more nurses are just people that sit behind a desk and check boxes and more boxes. It's like the software companies and the CEOs do everything they can to keep you from doing what you became to be what the reason you became a nurse, which was to spend time with patients. And patients, no matter how much you think this is going to improve health, um, when they're scared or they're sick, most especially in psych, but it's not like anybody in this country cares about the psych departments. I've never seen an administration really consider that when they're looking at overall health care, but um, these are people that need human interaction. And so the more you bring in all your fancy big names of software, yes, software programmers are more big in the hospital than anybody, and they don't have an effing clue about what a nurse does. But they've turned our job into checking boxes. And then patients complain because they're like, there was a time, for those that remember, where you could spend time with now, well, that's what software has done. That's what technology has done. These people don't have any clue. Everybody they have involved, Dr. Oz, please, Dr. Oz, the CEOs, none of these people know what goes on at the bedside, nor do they care. They've never cared about what the bedside nurse says, and nor has any administration, not even this one. I spent all summer of 2020 emailing the White House about this, saying that it's important that you keep the human involved, that you keep human connection going. And all of these people that he has involved in this are not, they don't even know what human connection's all about. They don't. They just think they're streamlining things for us. No, they just make more work for us. They do. And then you never know when the computer's going to screw up, but then it'll always be your screw up. And I don't think that anybody considers this, again, because people don't consider psych, but many times, in psych, you're guessing at doctors are, it's kind of, it can be this mix of diagnoses, and they want to eventually get it to where the computer does the diagnosing. So then when it's wrong or there's a problem, who are you going to sue? You can't sue anybody. You can't, because it's a computer. See, it serves the CEOs. It serves tech. It serves the globalists. It serves all of the people that have removed the human from healthcare. They've removed humanity from healthcare. And I thought the Trump administration was interested in that kind of stuff, But, I see and I'm not trying to say it in a bad way. He's president. He's going to do what he wants to do. But it's all about money, right? It's all about who's the biggest software names. It's all about who's the wealthiest, who's the most powerful. Yeah, sometimes, if you really want to fix a system, you should maybe not look at those people because they tend to make more problems, and maybe look at the people that actually care about human beings instead of all the people that don't care about human beings. But that's not going to happen in this administration, not when it comes to health care, because he's pushing it in a big way, and it's already in a big way. So I would imagine that Trump's goal is that you'll get rid of nurses and doctors, can have less of them, and the computer will know it. Well, the computers don't have an ability to have common sense. That's really a big deal, especially inside. That's really a big deal in general, and I have not come across an AI yet that it can reason or use common sense. It's just data entry and spits out whatever. So, I don't think this is going into the future in a good way, but I could be wrong. Um, but I don't think so. I think ultimately that when you remove the human, when people most need a human being, well, then you shouldn't call that success.